the #1 source for the sports gamer.
What's good, sports gamers? If you watched my NBA 2K17 review, you might remember this part. While I like the ability to change your sets and strategy during timeouts, much like the substitution system, the way it's presented is way too awkward and inefficient. Well, today I'm going to show you how to navigate around the new menu interfaces in NBA 2K17, and all I ask is to leave a like down below to help us out. Thanks. Alright, let's do it. First, we're going to start with the on-the-court menus, and the first one is the substitution screen. And you bring that up by hitting down on the D-pad. From here it goes clockwise from your point guard to your center, and with your right stick you aim to the section that player occupies. So if you know the position the player you're subbing out is, you really can knock this part out with your eyes closed. From here you're allowed to sub in from a list of that position's eligible players on your team. Now if you hit RB or R1, depending on your system, it moves you over to your preset lineups. So if you're down 3 in crunch time, you can quickly select your best 5 3-point shooters. Note if you have 5 90 rated 3-point shooting point guards, it won't put all 5 of them in. It goes by position and the players that are eligible to play those specific positions. Each preset shows how good your team is at that specific lineup with a rating underneath. So you can see Portland's bench lineup is a lot worse than their starters. Speaking of which, these are probably the 2 presets that you will use the most. The starter and bench presets are subbing your entire starting lineup and bench model. And if you hit RB or R1 again, the last 3 put your best free throw shooters in the game, which is helpful when you expect your opponent to foul, your fastest lineup, and your tallest. Now on offense, if you hit LB or L1, it brings up the quick plays. This year you can call a pick and roll for a play that doesn't even have the ball yet, a quick ISO for the ball handler, and a post up for your big man. Now if you hit one of your player's icons while this screen is up, you can now run a quick play specifically for them. And if you hit RB or R1 after that, you now will be able to call an actual play designed for that player. On defense, if you hit LB or L1, you select the icon of the player you want to change, and from here you can switch from who he's guarding on the fly. Now he won't all of a sudden run over to cover somebody else mid-play, he'll do that the next time up the court. And hitting RB or R1 lets you decide how close you want that defender to guard his matchup off and on the ball. And hitting left on the D-pad activates how you want to set up your half-court and full-court defensive sets. Now the menu that is a little more confusing and overwhelming at first is the timeout menu. From here you can sub in players by moving your left stick over the player you want to sub out and hitting RT or R2 to choose who you want to put in. With the offense tab activated, hitting X or square opens up the offensive adjustment screen, where you can decide how aggressive or conservative you want to play the boards, what kind of tempo do you want to run, do you want to go slow or run a gun, and what players do you want to run the offense through. Backing out of this, hitting Y or triangle opens up the kind of sets you want to run with your team. A lot of familiar ones are in here, and 2K17 has added new ones also you should try out. And some of you will see me break down on the channel, so look out for those, you know I got y'all. And you select any of these with the right stick. And on defense, hitting LB, L1 or RB, R1 switches you now to the defensive tab. From here, when you highlight a player, the options that come up are asking you how you want to defend the player he's guarding. So hitting RT or R2 twice, you can decide if you want to switch somebody else onto the opponent, how close you want to defend them, what direction you want to play them, how you want to defend them on screens, in the post, and if and when to double team them. Now backing out of that, by hitting B or circle, hitting X or square opens up the defensive adjustment screen, where you can decide how hard you want your team to crash the defensive boards. Do you want your team to play soft or like the bad boy era Pistons, or a little in between? And decide what your defensive philosophy is. Do you want to play neutral, force all shots in the lane, or would you rather force every shot to come from the outside? You do that here. In the end, while I'm on record as not being a fan of the new menus, like with most things, the more you play, you at least start to get a gist of where everything is. And with this video, I hope I helped you to not look at the menus with a confused face like I did at first. And if you haven't, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more NBA 2K17 tips. And coming soon, our top 10 list. Also, leave some suggestions on topics you think we should do on those down below. I'll be on the lookout. Thank you all for watching and be good, y'all. What's good, people? The NBA has been phasing out the big man for a while now, but big men need love too, y'all. So today I'm going to show you how to pull off the different post shots you have at your disposal in NBA 2K17. And if you liked our content, please leave a like down below to help us out. Thanks. As a heads up, each post shot I will show you begins by hitting the left trigger button to activate the post up, which is LT on Xbox One and L2 on PS4. The first move I'm going to go over is the post layup. You move the left stick towards the hoop and the right stick in any direction towards the hoop. The player will body up the opponent and quickly flick the shot up. The next move I will show you is the post hook. Letting go of the left stick before you do this move, move the right stick to the left or right towards the hoop.